I'm trying really hard. I'm trying really hard to not laugh at that bullshit ass statement I read today. Holy shit. That was some bullshit. Yo, you really expect the world to believe? You really expect the world to believe I mismanaged money and that you weren't aware of the mismanagement of money, but you signed off to take 50% of this business and then you want to give it back to me? You're negotiating with me, giving it back to me. And that you want to make a statement saying that we're in the process of giving it back to me. When I have told you time and time again that the reality of this is that we're partners. 50% partners, right? 50% partners. I have two guys that are partners. One of them tries to talk to me and says, I want to take accountability, but then tells me in the same breath that he doesn't have any operational say. So how can you take accountability? That's the first one. Then the one that does have accountability doesn't even have the decency to pick up the phone or sit in a meeting when I drop everything I'm doing to go try to figure this out. Now, here's the crazier part, right? Where the fuck is the money? Where the fuck is the money? I want to help me understand how I mismanage money on a business that I have not touched money for this business in 3 years. And the lifestyle that I have funded, right? The lifestyle that I've funded has been based off of content that I've created, a secondary business that I have that was doing pretty well for itself before you guys came in. A lot of these things that I have were here before any of you guys came in, right? And so here's my real question about the money, right? I don't have access to the bank accounts. I don't go to the bank. Shit, the one time that I went to the bank during this whole fucking little problem we were having, I said, hey man, I'm going to go to the bank and I'm going to go pull the money out because I'm going to put it on a money order because I feel this is the only way that I could get your attention to actually have a conversation with me. The one time that I actually tried to pull money out, outside of trying to buy sneakers at SneakerCon with store money that the store had at the time to do, right? So now there's money coming in, right? Because some of the bills got to be getting paid, correct? Some of the bills got to be getting paid, correct? Because again, I haven't been there in 3 fucking years as far as an operational standpoint or a financial standpoint. I don't have nothing to do with that for the last 3 years, right? The store hasn't closed. You closed the one that I told you not to open, that when the day comes that I have to give my phone to somebody, which, man, that day can't come soon enough because, boy, I got so much shit in text messages, emails, and receipts. I can't scroll fast enough because of how much my phone is blowing up with text messages and emails and just the thoughts, and I'm writing shit down and all this other stuff, right? Somehow, even though I mismanaged the money in the last 3 years of an account that I've made absolutely no wires to out of. I've never pulled any money out of this fucking thing. The lights are still on. Employees are still paid. You know what's crazy is that when I was there, and I understand the world changed. The world changed. 99% of my revenue is happening in store for years. 99% of my revenue is happening in store for years. I am having to put every single day, every transaction that goes into this bank account, it's just going into this bank account to pay the fucking responsibilities that the business has every single day. And like everybody else's bank account, business or personal, You put parameters for the business to actually tell you, like, if you're low. So for the last however the fuck long, since you guys actually stopped doing business correctly, I start getting notifications that the funds are low. Well, fuck. The store hasn't closed. Some money gotta be coming in. Where the fuck is that money going? Let me guess. If I had to take a guess, another bank account got opened. Another bank account had to have been opened. Man, I would hate to find out that my name is on that fucking bank account, right? Especially when I have no operational say, and that couldn't be something that I could technically, legally do. And then, if this bank account got opened, and my name's not on the fucking bank account, if my name's not on that bank account, and in the eyes of the state, you haven't reported what one of the first problems were that I addressed to you, is that in the fucking very contract that you wrote to us, the contract that you wrote to us, you had a fiduciary responsibility to advise the state that Joni was no longer a managing member. And then when you let go of me, you're supposed to kind of let me go as a managing member. But you're not doing that. Because you're fucking doing fraud, bro. You're sitting here taking all the money, you're creating all these accounts, then you're going to sit here and blame the shit back on me. Imagine. Check this out. My first deal. Receipts. My first deal. I get a fucking text message. Man, should I share it? Should I share it or I'll share it later. I'll share it later because I don't want to get caught up, and I got so many fucking screenshots. I'll share it later. If I was so wrong, if I was stealing for so long, if I was stealing and I was doing all the bullshit that you just wrote in that fucking text, but somehow, you want to give it back to me, and you're telling the world that you're going to give it back to me, but I don't see why in my logical mind I would take 100% of the liability for something you own 50% of. Right? Here, world, this was the offer they gave me. Hey, Jay, we'll give you 100% of the business right now, 1 hour after the fucking post. Oh, here's $100,000, and we'll give you that later. Right? The first deal you gave me when I pointed out that you had all these fucking problems with me, or I had all these problems with you because you were doing janky fucking business. You say, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to sit here and I'm going to give you this money. You know why? Because you were trying to raise money for my business. A business that you yourself said my business was worth $20 million at one point. A business that I'm like, yo, bro, 20 million, I'm not good at math. I own half, right? So, okay, I own half. I don't want half. I want you to survive. I want you to make it work. I want you to be able to fucking carry this on to where the fuck it is that we talked about from the beginning, even if it's without me. I need you to survive, because if you can survive without me, anything that I do going forward is gonna fucking work. It's gonna help me. I can't even quantify to you guys how much this shit would help me if the brand actually worked without me. So I get a text and then a submission of a contract. $4.5 million to walk away. Does that sound like somebody? Do those sound like numbers you would give somebody that was thieving a fucking business? Right? And then on top of that, I'm like, yo, I don't even want the money up front. Like, take a little bit of time, but make sure my wife is good. Make sure my wife is good. So give me $500 up front, pay my wife. You sit here and you come up with an agreement. I'll sit down for a little bit. I won't fucking non-compete. I'll shut the fuck up. I'll fucking be the ambassador that you want me to fucking, I'll be the ambassador that you need me to do. We'll make it a go away party. These aren't my words. These are yours. These aren't my contracts. This is what you send me. Then I sit here. I sign it. You fucking leave me holding my dick for I don't even know how to fuck long. Right? Then it goes from 4.5 to 3, 3 to 1, to $500,000 in product. Now you're going to hear a narrative and they're telling you, yo, Jay is stealing fucking product. You know what's crazy is when you have hundreds of thousands of dollars in product and consignment in your own fucking name and your consignment account disappears, and then when they're sitting there telling you, we're going to give you your shit back, and you're negotiating to fucking leave, and then the shit they're giving you back is your own shit, and then it's sitting there for months and months and months and months. And then I finally asked staff, yo, is this my shit? Sure is. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my shit because you're bullshitting. And you're sitting here and I'm recognizing the bullshit that you're doing. Did I go in there and take some product? Fucking right I did. I took my shit that had my name on it, that you motherfuckers deleted, right? We keep fighting. We keep going back and forth. And then, man, oh man, oh man. Then, let me just give you some key points of the last fucking contract that I signed. That still ain't been signed. I signed it October 8th. This is with Surgeon Worldwide, Joni, and JC. The purpose of the agreement. This is a business separation and asset swap. JC sells 50% of his interest in Urban Necessities to Surgeon Worldwide. In exchange, JC gets his name. Gets to keep TwoJsKicks, right? A repayment of $300,000. I'm not really good at math. I'm not good. I can't read. I think this part right here says $300,000 loan from Joni in monthly payments. In monthly payments, right? Acknowledgement of the inventory I took. JC's released from a non-compete, allowing him to pursue other ventures. I can't take employees from Urban Necessities, solicit contractors or customers, and nor do I want to. For the record, if I open some other shit, they were fucking with me anyway. I don't gotta ask. I don't gotta take. I'm not a fucking thief. Non-disparagement agreement. Both sides agreed not to make negative public statements. Fuck, we missed that one. Both parties agree to keep the business information private. I think we both missed that one. Both sides release each other from any past claims, except for fraud or willful misconduct. JC is allowed to post on social media announcing that he is stepping away. Here's the fucking crazy one. Tax responsibilities are clearly divided between the parties for 2024. And if JC breaches any of the restrictive covenants, Surgeon Worldwide could stop the $300,000 loan. Well, goddamn. I think that sounds like I just took $300,000 and fucking burned it right in front of everybody watching this motherfucking stream, right? Right? So I just burned $300,000 right fucking in front of every one of y'all for the last 3 fucking days. And you're sitting here having the fucking audacity to say that I've been stealing from the business. Now, if I was stealing from the business, why the fuck would I go to the police? If I was stealing from the business, why would I go to the feds? If I was stealing from the business, why would I go to so many lawyers? Why would I go to the Better Business Bureau? Why would I talk to every fucking consignor and say, yo, please go get your shit. Please now, everybody go. I don't care about that fucking brand, bro. I care about the consignor, bro. If I was fucking stealing, don't you think I would have saved that 300 fucking thousand? Don't you understand I had money before you motherfuckers came in here? It ain't about the fucking money with me. It is about fucking principle. It is about fucking principle. I'm not crashing out. I'm not crashing out. I'm fucking angry that I got lying motherfuckers sitting here trying to paint me like the motherfucker that ain't taking no goddamn accountability for this shit when the very first thing I did was take accountability. When you got 12 years of examples of every single time my business had a problem and I was aware of it, I addressed it. I addressed it. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. This shit is very sad. Not for me, for the people. Because in the middle of this, the consigners caught up. And apologies for me, as you can see me looking, I might have ripped up a piece of paper. I probably shouldn't have. One with a narrative that's going to be painted out, that I went to go try to get loans. I never applied for a fucking loan. I don't know how I proved that to y'all. I could go run my credit reports. I willingly did not apply for a singular loan for anything lifestyle. The narrative is about to be that I applied for loans for my lifestyle. It's wild. It's wild. The narrative's going to be that I tried to sell the business. Yo, I did not try to sell the fucking business to a singular person. You know why? I do not want to pass my problems to my friends. There was a moment in time where we were trying to raise. I'm being told, yo, we're going to fucking do a raise. The business, we're going to do this, which is part of it. Yeah, I agree to that. Then you sit here and you tell me, all right, yo, we want to raise this much money. Go talk to your friends. I'm like, all right, let me get a pitch deck. I never get a pitch deck. I get like 5-6 people. 5-6 people that want to give me the entire dollar amount that you're trying to raise by one person. You curve every single one of them. Why would you curve every single one of them? And now the narrative that you're telling folks is that I impeded in the ability for you to be able to sell the business. But yo, bro, hold on. Am I running the business or do I not run the business? Do I have a say or don't have a say? I'm taking money. I've never done a bank transfer. You could go fucking fact check that. I've never gone to the bank to withdraw money. You could go fact check that. The one singular time I have videos of me trying to do it. And it was solely to get these guys to fucking come back to the table and pay me what the fuck they were supposed to pay me. So now, here's the reality of it. The reality of it is no matter whether they want to admit it or not, they own 50% of this fucking debt. The reality of it is that I have told the world for days, and I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to fucking stop. I'm going to continue telling the community I own half of whatever the bill is. And I'll pay it. Even if it costs me everything that I have and don't have. And I feel very confident that whenever I have a complete understanding of what half is, whatever half is, I think it's safe to say that the community is going to support me for the most part with whatever it is that I got to do to be able to generate the revenue that it is for me to make shit right. Why am I trying to explain this shit on live? Because I'm tired of waiting for fucking lawyers to do what the fuck they got to do because they're over here milking this shit on both sides. And you got a bunch of lying motherfuckers that is stealing every day. And I'm sitting here telling them to close the fucking store and to get everybody's fucking product out. And I got so many motherfucking questions that ain't getting answered, bro. I got so many questions that ain't getting answered. And I got so many half-assed truths that are being told to me, like what the actual number of the fucking debt is, right? That I'm not running away from. I own half of that fucking debt. I want to pay that half. Happily, with a smile. Thank you. Thank you, right? So, you know, I got a bunch of other shit. Joni. Hey, Joni. Do me a favor. Can I see that text message that I sent you so I could read the fucking text? Because I accidentally, in my theatrics of figuratively and literally lighting up $300,000 in front of everybody that's seen. Can I see that text message of the narrative that folks are on that side are sending that I want to address before they sit here and say it? Let me just get your fucking fake narrative out. I want to get your fake narrative out and address these. And then after I fucking address these, I have more questions. More questions that are probably not going to get answered on this fucking stream. But you know what?
This one?
Yeah, this one. This is the one. Can you redo the print? So yo, check this out. My next live stream. I have so many questions. Maybe I should get them answered in person. I'm pretty sure I have a bunch of consigners. I'm pretty sure I have a bunch of consigners that have a lot of questions. What day works for y'all? Y'all want to go down there? Maybe we could go ask the questions together. Because at this point, I don't even know what fucking questions to ask. Maybe, just maybe, if we go down there together, right, and I turn the fucking camera on, maybe somebody there will take accountability for once. Maybe we'll be able to get some answers together. Anybody want to go with me down there?
Yes.
God, this is the one. The narrative. It was a partnership deal, not a flat out deal. They had the first refusal against ventures that I was exploring. I wasn't trying to sell the business to anyone else, bro. JC did not want to exclusively sell the brand in one deal. He wanted to get bought out, but had a different number in mind. Funny, I'm going to post the fucking text here that shows it. I approached big players and small players. Big players asked for insights and data that he wasn't going to give up. Help me understand how I could provide any information to anybody that you don't give me when I do not have operational say. Gave him time to do so, and he helped acquire inventory. I don't know what you were doing. You fired me. I had outside investors, and I didn't own Urban Necessities 100%, but think of as a buy-in for a shareholder equity stake, which, yeah, it's not even possible. But again, whenever the day comes that we all fucking have to sit in a room and they fucking take our phones and emails and all that other shit, and you see that I didn't send none of those fucking messages that the fuck you're talking about, or even have any type of fucking conversations like this, then what the fuck are we talking about? I went outside of UN and forged another LLC. Yeah, after years of being fired and patiently waiting for you to sign a contract that I signed to walk away for zero. Oh, and by the way, the only thing that was in that fucking contract that was money exchange was Joni's $300,000, but I can't even get that if I open my mouth. And I opened my mouth because what's greater than my wife's $300,000 is how fucking bad you guys are doing these fucking consigners. And my name's attached to it. And I ain't running from that part. I read a fucking post today. I saw a post today that instead of addressing consigners, you addressed what you're saying is me thieving and leaving the brand in bad shape. You saw the numbers. You saw where the numbers were at. You saw what debts it had. I wasn't perfect. I didn't fucking pay everybody on time. Wasn't intentionally. We got fucking too big and too many issues were going on. But every single person that was owed back then, before November 11, 2022, bro, before November 11, 2022, every single person that fucking spoke up got paid. Said, I tried to sell or transfer my equity. I don't know who. Only person I tried to get his shit to was you. I did this while taking out loans to sustain a lifestyle and to pay for treatments. Well, goddamn. The only loans that I could have possibly taken out that time during these last 3 years is if my name was forged on something for the business. Because I ain't take no loans around here. You know what my loans are? My personal sneaker closet. That's my loan. I have money, bro. I was threatened with fraud and legal action. And I took zero action because it came at the risk of exposing my finesse. That sounds like fraud. Why don't you call the police? Why don't you do the morally fucking right thing to do? If that's what I really did. If I was committing fraud, why the fuck would you offer me money on the way out? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. So these are narratives that are being fucking spit out right now. This is what's being told to the inner circles and shit. And then they're hitting me. What are the consigners supposed to do right now? Fucking help me understand how much is owed. That's one, because I don't have access to the books. I'm telling you, I'm on the hook for half. And I want to take I want to 100% take responsibility on trying to fucking get you right. Right? That is the whole point of my last 3 fucking days. And whatever the fuck else I got to do, because I got a feeling this is not going to fucking end tomorrow. This isn't going to end next week. I can potentially, with the help of the community, get that store closed. I think at this point, we both have to be realistic. Every single day the door opened with the current format of that business and how it's conducting business, and because you moved the money not to the account that was actually paying consigners, but into a different account. Who knows where that shit is? And who knows who the fuck's name is on that one? But I do know that when I own half of it and the paperwork says I own the liability, I'm technically in charge of it. Right? And so if I'm in charge of it and you didn't tell me, should I sit here and wait for you to just give me half? Half of the debt? Should I wait for that offer? Because the $100,000 and pay me later, or $150,000 and pay me later, you want me to take 100% of the responsibility of your 3 years of fucking thieving that you're trying to leave me holding the fucking bill? It's deep, right? What can I address? I appreciate every positive comment. I appreciate every person that's talking about this in a positive or negative light. I signed a shitty deal, 1,000,000%. It was only a shitty deal because the people on the other side saw an opportunity and decided to do the wrong thing. You have examples of me for 12 years doing the right thing. Why would it change today? So yeah, I want to go and ask these questions in person. Because I'm tired of waiting for phone calls. Who got time? What's a good day next week for y'all? Sunday's the Lord's Day. I'm going to give you a break. Sunday, I don't want to fucking hear shit from nobody. Next week, I'd like to go to the store. I'm pretty sure there's some consigners that got questions that would like to get them answered in person. Anybody got time? What day works for y'all? I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed. Sucks that I got to do all this shit. Because most of you know, this isn't what I wake up to do every day. Right? This isn't what I choose. I don't wake up and say, yo, let's destroy some shit. Right? I don't spew hate in my heart. I try to do the right thing. I try to protect. And I try to take on as much of it as I possibly can. But we also got to be fucking realistic, bro. Say what you want about me. Good, bad, and different. It is what it is. On paper, you own half. Can't expect the other guy to take all of it. Especially when the other side gave you money out of their pocket. Especially when you could have saved us from certain inconveniences. Like when you stop paying the taxes for the business, that I'm about to post a fucking text that says, you're taking the liability when you're cashing me out on the way out. Right? You're cashing me out on the way out. You say you're going to take the responsibility, and then you don't. And then when you don't, they go and they take every dollar my wife has, that I have, and that the business has. You can't sit here and expect me to take this responsibility that when for the last 3 fucking years, you have left me on fucking red. You haven't replied to my texts. You haven't replied to my emails. You haven't checked in on my wife. You haven't checked in on me. You haven't given me fucking updates. Can't expect me to take fucking 100% of this fucking fall. So, if you ever see me shut the fuck up from this point forward, just understand that the only way that I have shut the fuck up going forward is because the number of what came back this way to make this shit right was so good or so wild that I had to shut the fuck up. But I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell you right now, those are not good people. They're not good human beings. They're not. They fucking scrambled with that fucking Nike shit. They got sued by fucking Goyard. That shit never came out. They got sued by a bunch of other companies. That shit never came out. That shit never came out because it was fucking so crazy, the fucking lawyer shit that they're doing over there. Right? And then, whose fucking money are you using? Whose money are you using? I never did any of this shit for money. Why did I sign this contract? Let's revisit for the first timers that are here. And I'm going to try to address this patiently and calmly as I possibly can. My wife got sick. She's my operator. We're doing $30 million a year before they come in. I'm fucking 100 plus trips a year. Going to trade shows, doing everything. And plus a fucking business doing $30 million a year. I need somebody to help me. They talking about I'm funding a lifestyle. Yo, for 6+ years, I have over 100+ flights a year, traveling, spreading the word for this fucking brand, right? Spreading the word for this brand. I use that business account, that 2J's business account, not urban account, 2J's account. Let's make that very clear because my credit cards for the business, the second you came in, almost immediately got fucking cut off. I wasn't using none of your fucking money for the business. And I wasn't going to the bank account because I don't run operations. My account, my 2J's account, right? Paying for hotels, paying for flights, paying for camera guys, paying for merch for 2J's. And could these have been expenses for Urban? Yeah, because technically I'm an ambassador of Urban, but then it takes away from the liquidity that Urban has. And yes, I get it. I built that. Maybe that's a whole nother conversation. Maybe I built that part of it wrong. But 2J's is UN and UN is 2J's. And you got to have 2J's to have UN work. But then you don't let 2J's do the 2J shit that he needs to do to be able to make UN work. And then when UN starts fucking up, and then I'm sitting there like, man, I told you, bro. You can't do that, bro. You shouldn't open that, bro. Don't spend the money on them shoes, bro. Them shits ain't gonna work, bro. What the fuck are we doing? Why are we opening the store? Why are we treating these people so janky, bro? Yo, here's your fucking last paycheck. Every dollar that I took out at 2J's has been itemized on its expense. Every dollar. For you to blame, for you to believe or not. I feel confident that when the day comes where this shit is scraped with the biggest of magnifying glasses and the smartest of fucking accountants, Maybe 2J's did things that he shouldn't have from a marketing standpoint. Maybe. But 2J's wasn't responsible for consigners or sales tax. You know what's crazy is that the year that I did the deal, that Joni saw that money, right? Our taxes, our personal taxes are affiliated and have a liability to the business. And the sales taxes and the taxes for the business fell on me. and Joni. And so think about that. The business did millions in sales. And I had to pay millions. I had to pay the taxes for a business that generated millions with a salary that isn't millions. And in the contract that you sign that gives over half of the business and you take over ownership, one of the things that was a breach of the contract and had me even fucking talking to them folks in the first place was you never transferred it over the way that you were supposed to. You never removed the managing members in the eyes of the state, which were Joni and I, when you removed us from the business. You never took fiduciary responsibilities of this business the way that you were supposed to legally. And yeah, it's my fault for putting operators that aren't running the business in the correct way. But goddamn, when you change the bank account and you start taking loans that I'm not even involved in, at some point I got to start feeling like you're fucking just stealing. Who signed the shittier deal, me or Stove? Shout out to Stove God, bro. It's fucked up. And there's a lot of people in the middle right now that are watching that are like, fuck that, dude. What the fuck about me? You are the very fucking reason why I'm fighting the way that I am and fucking allowing myself to fucking be part of this public fucking execution. I have no fucking shame taking accountability for the mistakes that I made. None. I have no regrets and how this shit has playing out. It is very unfortunate. It is not the ideal way that you see it when you fucking come to an end to something. But I am going to accept whatever it is that's coming. I'm ready to take on whatever it is that's coming. But I need you to understand. One thing I'm not going to sit here and allow to fucking happen is people try to defame my fucking character. And good luck. Good luck trying to prove that I'm defaming yours when I got all these fucking facts. Go waste more money. You like lawyers. You love lawyers. You live for lawyers. Yo, the level of fucking scamming that's going on their part. This shit is elite level scamming. Elite level scamming. You thought of fucking everything, bro. You thought about telling the fucking staff. You're telling me on the back end, yo, don't talk on the calls. And then you're telling the staff, yo, Jay don't even want to be a part of this shit. That's why he don't be talking no more on the calls. That's why he don't even be on the calls. Then you want to paint the narrative. You want to paint the narrative that it was my lifestyle that fucked this shit up. But my lifestyle's been my lifestyle for years before you fucking came. And I don't remember every fucking consignor saying, I ain't getting paid in 3 years. 3 years. It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years. 3 years people ain't getting paid. Now it's my lifestyle. You ain't even paying me. I'm not even getting paid from this shit. You want to talk about millions that we walked away with. My millions that I walked away with. I gave you $300,000 back. Well, we burnt that, right? Burnt that part, so forget about that. I had to pay taxes, not only on the taxes for that money, but the taxes for the business. So we burnt money there. That was like $400,000. It was like $400,000. So that's like $700 gone right there out of $2 million, right? And then so it was $2 million the number, right? The $2 million was the number, right? But then we go and buy 2 houses, and then you go buy the 2 houses, and then check this out: the money that we use for them 2 houses, we're gonna fuck around and sell these houses so we could get the people right. Totally cool with it. So then that leaves me with, I don't know, I'm not good at fucking math. This leaves me with like $500,000-$600,000. $500,000-$600,000 out of a fucking deal where you're smoking everybody and you're leaving me to hold the fucking bill. And for the last 3 years, I've been trying to do the right thing. You know, it's crazy that motherfuckers don't understand that before these guys came in, I generated hundreds of millions of dollars. There's like no credit. No, all of a sudden it's fucking amnesia from the clowns that are in the chat. Fucking amnesia from the people that are on the other side of this shit. Y'all really forget all the shit that we really did? I signed the shittiest 360 deal in the history of 360 deal. But Joe, you know what? It don't even matter. It don't even matter. What matters is the people. More so than any issues I have going on personally with them. More so than any issues that Joni has going on with her battle. More so than anything that I got going on with with the Department of Taxation. The people. The people have always given me the opportunity. The people have always allowed me and have given me the time and the grace to correct. Right? And what you got are guys that are sitting here saying that it's me. And instead of addressing the real problem, which is not paying the consigners because you took a little too much and you moved them to too many other accounts that had nothing to do with the fucking business. Leave me holding the bill, because how the fuck do you trust this face anyway, right? But what you did overlook is 12 years of fucking history. 12 years of fucking transparency. 12 years of globally walking around this fucking earth trying to help other people. Never having my fucking hand out and never doing anything for $1. Only doing shit for principle. I sympathize with you, Cardoza. If I could get in there, I'm gonna try to address it, but understand I have no visibility on what's going on right now. I ain't delete one fucking comment. They did. I didn't disable comments. They did. This is a surgeon. This is a Dallas and Bimbo. Dallas and Bimbo, look him up. He likes to comment from his page from time to time, even though now his page is blocked. And he don't be outside. He be in the dark. He be in the back. He don't like taking pictures. You know why he don't like taking pictures? Because he's a fucking professional scam artist. And scam artists don't want to have their fingerprints on shit. And Dom don't have a fucking backbone. Dom want to sit here and tell you, I'm paid to look the other way. Right? I ain't deleting comments. I ain't running from you. I'm turning this fucking camera on every motherfucking day. I'm happy to talk to whoever I gotta fucking talk to. Right? Again, you guys are so caught up on this fucking contract, right? You're so caught up on the contract. Understand, if they would have been doing the right thing, this contract wouldn't have been an issue. And even right now, the contract isn't an issue. That's not the issue. You're caught up on the wrong part of this fucking scenario. You're caught up on the wrong part of the scenario. I am trying to get people to be accountable for their part of the contract. Okay, somebody said the transfer back to you almost complete. No, it is not. Because I asked for forensic accountants to look at the account. Right? I asked for forensic accountants to look at the account. I want a true number. Because whatever I got to fix is not going to take one day. Right? And I want accountability on that. And I need to understand what the floor and the ceiling is before you fucking sit here and expect me to just take a whole fucking shit show off your hands when I had nothing to do with the shit show for the last 3 years. But it's on me. So, again, you got one side ain't deleting comments, one side ain't running, one side talking, one side showing receipts, and then you got another side that's paying for lawyers. Right? Paying for lawyers. I'm paying for lawyers too. And I understand that at the end of the day, there's two sides to each story. It's for you to be stuck in the middle and figure out the truth. And yeah, it's fucking sucks that you got to do any of this. And some people are going to believe me, and some people are going to tell me to go fuck myself for a multitude of reasons. Don't like me. You don't have to like me. You don't have to love me. I'm not fucking posting this shit for you. I am posting this for the people that are genuinely owed money. You just happen to fucking feel the need to get in here and throw some fucking shade or talk some shit. And frankly, I don't give a fuck about your thoughts, bro, because you were never a fan of me. You weren't supposed to, you're not trying to support me. You just want to see you just want to see drama, bro, and have something better and have some negative shit to talk about. All good. I'm glad that I'm helping your day. All right? Real know. The real know what I stand for. The real know who I'm focused on. The real know that I'm not going to stop. And the real know that at some point I get the opportunity to try to do the right thing. But I'm not going to be able to do the right thing until they start taking accountability. Accountability of what they've done. And at the end of the day, no matter how you want to shake this, I own half, you own half. I'm not going to take the burden of debt and the responsibility of 100% of it without you taking half of it. I mean, you've paid your way out of every other scummy fucking scenario you did, right? You paid Nike to leave you alone. And you only paid Nike to leave you alone because technically you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar doing some shit that you're not supposed to do. You can't offer the classes anymore because in the classes you were doing some shit you weren't supposed to be doing. Right? I mean, it's amazing how fast y'all work and got that Goyard deal to go away. People didn't even know. Or was it Harrods or Selfridges? It was Harrods, right? For $2 million, that other fucking one. Right? How much? What was the shit show with fucking Network and Complex that came out of my bank account? Came out of my bank account, that lawyer fucking shit. I ain't even had nothing to do with that fucking problem. Came out of when I saw the lawyer bill come in my name, and I'm like, yo, hold the fuck on. How the fuck is the bill in my name? Y'all are fucking crazy, bro. Y'all are crazy, bro. And maybe I am too. It's tough to fight a guy that already knows he's gonna lose. I know I'm gonna lose. There's no way I win. You're absolutely right. There is no way I win. There is no possible scenario here where I'm able to pay everybody off and able to keep anything. There's no way. There's no way. Just go look at the contract. But I'm going to take the steps that I need to take the accountability for the things that I am responsible for. Half. So guys, again, I would like to figure out a day. To be able to go down there and ask these questions in public. Together. Because I know I have consigners that haven't been paid in 3 years. And the only reason I know that is because you fucking told me. You fucking told me. I would like to figure out how the fuck this store gets closed together with the community. And how we get what's remaining in there out and back to its people. You sit here and you're talking about you want to do the right thing. You sat there and looked at me dead in the face when I dropped everything I was doing and I saw you last fucking Friday. And I told you what you needed to do. And you sat here and you told me it doesn't feel good, some of the things that are happening, and I've had this fucking change. I want to do fucking right. And then when I tell you, okay, well, the right thing to do is to give the brand a fucking chance to do the right thing for the consigner, throw some money in it. Put the money back. And you want to offer me your fucking services. oh, we'll give you some, a credit for fucking true surgeon. Why the fuck you think I want to stay here and take your goddamn services and offer them to the fucking public when you've been stealing from everybody? You steal from brands. You sign up for contracts, you don't even fucking execute all the options on them, and then you leave them fucking, you take all their money and then you leave them where you barely get to do the opportunity again. Then you fucking beg and beg and beg till they fucking give you the opportunity again, and then you do even less than the last time. I'm gonna give you a break tomorrow. It's Sunday. I might go fuck around and swim in the pool. Shit, it might be one of the last times I get to do it. And it looks like the weather's gonna be fucking nice tomorrow. But on Monday, I'm on your fucking ass. On Tuesday, I'm right back at it. Wednesday, I don't know. Wednesday, foot traffic slow. Maybe that's the day I go over there. I don't know. Is it Wednesday? Is it Thursday? It depends on Joni's chemo or doctor's appointments. It's gonna be a long summer. Today's the first day of summer, ain't it? It's gonna be a long summer. It's gonna be a long summer, and it looked like the last 3 days, I got almost 1,000 fucking people watching this shit every goddamn day. Let me answer a couple more questions, and then I'm a fucking. You know what? Let me show you a little bit of love and try to address some things. I want to hear your thoughts because I think you're somewhat reasonable. I think you're somewhat reasonable if you fucking accept this for me. We're gonna go live together? Fetish? Or you just gonna stay on the sideline? You want to jump in here? Too much? Hot sauce is hot sauce. I get it, bro. I did send that request, Fetish. John, you asked, Stan asked me if I would ever get back in there and do it. Who knows? I guess it depends on how much I could prove and what's left of me on the other side. Why don't I go in there and take the shit off the shelves? Because then that would be impeding business, wouldn't it? And I don't have operational say. There we go. Let's see if it adds. Good, sir. How
Yo,
are you?
what's the word, man? What's going on, man? What's going on, man?
I, I wish I knew. I mean, I'm trying to get answers. I'm trying to be transparent. You see, I ain't hiding.
No, you're not. Nah, man. I was thinking about DMing you because this is going crazy on Twitter. Obviously, I shared the video on Twitter, and I think the video is up to like 200,000 impressions right now. It's everywhere. And ultimately, I always try to be objective whenever I dig into these things, man, because I've been getting hit from all sides, from so many people. Johnny hit me up. Um, some people that I'm sure you know what I'm saying? I won't name too many names, but they've been hitting me in the DM like, yo, like, Jay's good people, man. JC is good people, man. Dom is this, Dallas is that. I'm gonna try not to share too much, but what I've heard, I'm like, yeah, they were moving real snaky. I just want to make sure I understand because I think some people still got some
Yeah,
questions. So
that's
I
why I
think,
put you on here because
yeah,
you've done a great job, I think, over the last couple of years being a moderator, right?
for
You're
sure,
trying to
for sure.
moderate. You're trying to moderate the pulse or whatever it is that you're shedding light on, right?
Yes, yeah,
So that's the main reason why I even said fuck it. I'll give you time of day because I think
yeah,
you've been doing a decent job of that over the last years, and the lights
yeah.
on you.
That's
You know.
love. Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. Nah, and I tell people all the time, man, I don't need your react to these things. I want the facts. I want to know what's happening. And when Dom's case came out, like I'm gonna tell you, so when these cases come out, when Nike sues people, I talk to like Nice Kicks and all these people, and they want to know what I think about it. And I usually can tell people pretty early on, like I think this is gonna happen this way or that way. When John Geiger got sued by Nike, and people hit me, and John's my guy, and they were like, "What do you think is gonna happen?" And I was like, "They're gonna settle this, but he's not gonna have to pay any money." And that's exactly what happened. When Dom's case came out, that's a big difference. And I told people, pay attention to this. I said when Geiger settled his case, he didn't have to pay a dime. When Don settled his case, that man had to give him a bag. There's a big difference there. You know what I'm saying? That means, to your point, he got caught doing some stuff that he had no business doing. And then they sealed everything up. But that told me, that set a precedent like, okay, there's a history here, there's a record here of things
Habitual line
happening.
stepping.
You know what I mean? Like exactly, exactly. I'm like, okay. Now I'm gonna tell you, I wasn't too hip on Dallas. Like people been hitting my inbox, giving me the rundown on Dallas, and when I found out, I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense now. He's the guy. He's the guy behind the scenes that is kind of pulling a lot of the puppet strings around here. So I'm
Nah,
like,
but I
but
got it. When I look at this, right, and I try to process the totality of it, like on both
mhm,
sides. I got to give it to him because my man has literally, like,
mhm,
to like what may or may not happen, the good, the bad, the ugly, with all of it, and then you pivot in the direction that you got to go. I do that.
that's
But
true.
my man has been doing it for so long
Mm,
with the wrong intentions that he's literally thought of everything
mm,
from NDAs to painting a narrative that the person that I'm doing is caught up with this and only wants to be outside. Not that you had me going on rogue missions, traveling all over the United States, supposedly looking for places for us to open.
mm.
But in reality, what you were doing was you were getting me out of the store because I'm the only motherfucker fishing around to see if shit is what it is.
That part. That
You
part.
know what I'm
That
saying?
part.
So
Mhm, mhm.
so I got to give it to him in this sense because in that sense, yes, if I don't debunk your shit the way that I'm doing, and I just leave it alone,
Right.
then I'm 1,000,000% the bad guy. And again, I'm not deflecting the smoke.
Right.
I don't want to.
Yes.
I want to get at the front of this and catch it because I am very concerned
Right.
for a multitude of reasons. The first one is money owed. The second one is what's gonna happen to them shoes that are there
That part.
when I know that the state took the bread out, the last little bit of bread out of the one account it's supposed to have. That's the
Hmm.
thing. There's an account we don't know about that the money's going to. I don't think the state even knows about, right? And so
Mm.
now you're gonna paint it.
Okay.
I wouldn't even be surprised if the businesses applied for loans, tons of them. I know
Sure.
that there's loans because they told me they took loans. I didn't apply for those loans. Don't you need to have me in the mix for that?
I was gonna ask, like, is that a unilateral thing based on like they have power to sign on for credit in the name of the business without your input?
That's
That's
that's a great question to ask.
okay.
That's a great question. That's a great question to ask.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm very frustrated because again, I have concerns.
Yeah.
I've addressed the concerns, and when I address the concerns, I got promoted a customer.
Man. See,
And
yeah,
it's
and go ahead, go ahead, go
lesson
ahead.
learned. Lesson learned. I look at it this way, and the only way that I got to accept it at this point, because this is real trauma, right? This is real trauma, right? I got to look at it
Hmm.
like this. I'm being provided an opportunity to be an example to the masses where everybody will talk about it, good, bad, or indifferent,
Right.
right?
Right.
So let's
Right.
see this through the correct way that it needs to be seen through. And that's with some sort of effort for people to get their shit
Yep.
back. And if you
Yep.
can't, you ain't got to like me. You ain't got
Right.
to love me. You ain't got to support me. You got to
Right.
at least give me the benefit of the doubt.
I, I
And
I think that's it.
that's all
Well,
I'm asking for.
that's an issue I think that I'm having overall because you're not asking for anything, correct me if I'm wrong, but fairness for your customer. Like you're not asking for people to change their opinion of you or anything like that. And I think that's a big difference that I've been seeing between what you've been doing and the PR statement that I saw come out, which I knew there was a PR statement. I knew there was one coming. And when it popped up today and I saw how it read, and then I also saw the deleted comments, I also saw all of that happening. I was like, there's a big difference here because they're attacking his character. They're trying to shine light on JC's character versus sharing the mission of doing what's best for the consumer. Why? Like that's where my mind is going right now, right? Because in all of these lives, you've been seeing me, I've been popping into these lives, talking to people, and in every one of these lives, your message has been very consistent. The message is, listen, this is where it is, this is what I'm responsible for, but I'm not doing shit else than what I'm responsible for. This is what I'm responsible for, and this is what you guys don't understand. And I see people they keep asking these crazy ass questions like, "Oh, but didn't you have a lawyer? Didn't you have this? Didn't you have that?" You broke down the fact that there were lawyers that were involved, this, that, and the third. But also, I think that this was a deal that was done between two people who saw themselves as friends and acquaintances at the end of
Well,
the
I
day.
think I think I think I went into the deal looking at that, and now I'm trying to exit the deal, realizing that I'm dealing with two fucking thieves
Right.
that don't care about like people's livelihoods.
Yeah.
Okay, look, bad deal gone wrong happens every day, bro. But
Right.
yo, there's variables into this scenario that if your moral compass, you should have a moral compass. We're all humans.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your
Mm-hmm.
moral compass, bro? You understand
Yep.
what we're going through, right?
Exactly.
And so I'm at this point. I'm blowing the whistle as hard as bro. I'll take this shit to Oprah. I'll take this shit to the news. I
Yep.
will fucking. I'm gonna keep going, bro. I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep
Yeah.
going, bro, because I am concerned,
Yeah.
and I do not care what the consequences are for me because I am concerned.
Yep.
And that is it. That is all I'm asking you to take out of this. Take out of
100%.
this. I'm concerned and I want to try to rectify if it is something that I could rectify. And if I have an understanding of the floor and the ceiling,
Right.
then hey, do I have the tools within what we've fucking created
Mm-hmm.
to like handle that? And if I don't, is there a world where I could take some of this shit on and then address it to the community? And is there a world where there's a part of the community that feels like, hey, maybe it's worth helping?
Right.
Or is there a world where there's like I think, in my opinion, right now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think there's a part of this where there is so much criminal activity on the other side of it. And so these
Man.
guys are scrambling to get their name off of it. They're
Okay.
scrambling to get their name off of it, and they want me to take 100% of the debt along the way. And then when I scrape the books and I see this shit, who's gonna be helped? Who's gonna get stuck with this, right?
And
And
yeah, no,
so
you touching on it. You touching on it now. And I was gonna so funny. I was gonna ask you, like, do you think it's possible that the reason why they're doing all this runaround and ducking and dodging and stuff like that is because number one, the money isn't there, or because number
the
two,
money
some real funny
There's
shit
money.
happened.
There's money. I just don't think it's within the brand. Because again,
Ah,
one of the things that I pointed out is when I first got to look at a profit and loss statement, when
mm,
they first sent me one, I said, this shit don't make no sense.
yeah.
Help me understand where what these debts are. Who are these businesses? And they start itemizing the person that's telling me the itemization of the business,
Hmm.
like it's loans or debts or responsibilities are businesses that they manage, have equity, or straight out own,
Mm,
right?
mm,
Then the loan is to you. How do I know that? Because you're not, how can I possibly accept ownership of a loan
right,
that you gave yourself for my business,
right.
right? And then you're not even letting me see the paperwork on that. How can I possibly take you? How can I say okay, give me 100% of the business back
Hmm. Hmm.
in
Hmm.
these scenarios? Like yo, fool me once,
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. And well, that's why I've been wondering, like, okay, what does JC have the power to see or have
this,
subpoenaed?
this, this is the what? This is all I
Yeah.
got. This is all I got because every single lawyer that I've talked to, four different ones,
Hmm.
right? Four different ones, all of them. Jay, man, You got this, you got that, you got this, you got that, you got this. It's gonna cost you this much to get it here. It's gonna cost you this much to get it there. It's gonna
Mm,
cost you this much to get there. It's gonna cost this much to get there. By the time you get there, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Jay, save your money because you're gonna need it for this, 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 and this. And more than likely,
urgent.
this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen, this is gonna happen. Okay, well, if that's when it's gonna happen, then you take process time, you fucking sit there, you fucking eat it. You eat
Yep.
it and you say, okay, cool. You know what, bro?
Yep.
Listen, I'm gonna add one other person on here because they've been going really fucking hard
Let's do
in
it.
the comments in a different direction. And I got time today. I
Okay.
got fucking time today.
I think I know who it is, but okay.
I got time today. And it's I just don't understand how you don't understand what I'm trying to do here.
I definitely want to see this if he accepts.
I just don't understand how you got
Yeah.
like, all right, Miami, whatever minutes or whatever it is. I sent you a moderator invite.
Y'all got to. This man ain't ducking no smoke. I'm gonna tell you
Never
that.
have.
Like
Never
I always
have.
knew that about. Listen, I always listen. Look. I know. I know.
And yo, when the fucking decline comes, I'm gonna screenshot that too, just in case folks
Yeah.
say, "Oh, you didn't even send the shit."
Yeah. I ain't
You
talked to
know.
Miami in a long time either. I saw his name. I was like, damn. I ain't seen that name in a minute. That's crazy, man. But no, that makes sense though. While you're waiting on him, that makes sense. Yeah, like legal counsel is telling you actually to save your breath. That's actually smart.
Kind,
Yeah,
kind,
yeah,
humane.
yeah. That's actually really smart because they could have tried to squeeze, whatever blood was left in that from that rock and gotten you nowhere. So that's actually dope that they told you, hey, like we'll take your money, but it ain't gonna lead you where you're trying to get to. That's
Bro,
smart.
I'm trying to get to the attorney generals. I'm trying to get to the
Mm-hmm.
FBI. I'm trying to get, anybody that helps me close those doors to stop the debt from getting bigger than what it is
That
and
part.
for more shoes to disappear. Because again, what I said, and I have
Hmm.
proof. You're sending lists to other people, other resellers, other stores.
Let's get
You're
into it. Yep, that's what I
sending
heard too.
lists to other people, and then I'm getting hit up with this list like, yo, is this your shit? Is this your shit? I don't know, bro, because I don't have access to this stuff.
Yep,
I don't have
yep.
access to this stuff. But damn, why is Fat Joe's shoes on this list?
Man. Yeah,
So
that. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so I'm concerned about that.
yeah, yeah. That's what I heard. And unfortunately, people don't know. Like, I mean, I'm glad that people are coming back to you because they don't know who's the one that's sending out this list, who's responsible for all this.
Oh, I mean, I
Um,
look, I'll tell you right now. Excuse me. There's only a handful of people that it could be, right? It could either be Isaac, which Isaac is the person that's been put in the middle to be the moderator for us, because anytime I've tried to talk to Dallas, it's uh anytime I try to talk to Dallas, why don't you send an invite, Miami?
oh, he's saying
Because
add me now. Okay.
so uh anytime I try to have a conversation, my man says, "Yo, let's take this outside and go swing on each other." Like, what does that
Wow.
solve?
Nothing. Right. Exactly.
I still got to work with you.
You're right. Exactly. Exactly. Like, what the fuck?
And it's like it's very unfortunate because the staff has been painted a narrative that they've bought
Mhm.
into because I'm not there to represent myself and I'm not in the room and everyone fucking believes you. But now, little by little, people are starting to see what it really is, and then oh shit, damn, maybe Jay wasn't lying.
Yeah. No, I think people are
And
starting to see that more and more, actually. That's what I'm getting from people. I heard a lot about the list today. I heard about the cook groups. I heard about the offer to buy certain cook groups. I won't get too deep into that.
yo, they
But
try to sell this shit to Yankee Kicks and they try to sell this shit to Benjamin Kicks,
oh
right?
shit.
So you
That's
can't,
it. That's
yo,
it.
you can't hit up the homies and not expect the shit to get back to me. And then
Yep.
you can't lie to the homies and say, yo, Jay ain't here right now, but it's because he don't want to work with us. He's dying to work with you. He'll get back in when you're in there.
Yep.
Yo, he'll get back in there when you're in there. And then, yo, are the P&Ls that you sent them gonna look like the P&L that I have?
That part.
I'm very curious, right?
That part.
I'm
Yep.
very curious.
Because we can cook the books. That I mean, listen, people like the people that we're talking about here, they know how to cook books. So yeah, but yeah, I heard that they were just scrambling, trying to funnel all those consigned pairs through those cook groups and then also acquire some cook groups and stuff like that too. And I was like,
Nah, it's a
nah, that's
joke, bro.
nasty. That's
It's
nasty. Where's Miami at, man? Like, nah, I'm trying to see where this
yo,
dude at.
like,
Like,
bro. I have the only fucking people that are fucking trying to even get on here is
what
some
is
fucking Roberto dude and some Anthony dude, and then it says that we're here,
that's
right?
crazy.
Like,
All
so
right.
it's very
Yeah.
frustrating, bro. It's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
I want to get to the end of this. I'm hopeful that we could come to some sort of accord, but understand
Right.
there is absolutely no way that I'm gonna let you leave scot free without taking on some of the responsibilities that you need to take on. At the end
100%.
of the day, at the end of the day, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
That's it.
100%. That's it. I think that's the message that you want to make sure that people keep, like, they keep hearing, because everybody on all these other apps, everybody on Twitter, everything like that, they're like, what does he want? Like, what does he really want at all
Yeah,
this? Is he just,
want to get the
trying to exploit?
consigners good. I want the consigners good, and I want the taxes
There
paid. Now it
you go.
doesn't matter how they. It doesn't matter how the debts are paid.
Hmm.
Half is half. Half is half. Right?
Hmm.
It's for me. Once you give me the business, that is for me to negotiate. Half is half. Right?
Right.
So it says sent request. So I'm sitting here, bro. I don't see no
I was
request,
gonna
and I
say,
got absolutely no reason to lie to you, bro.
I'm
Like
I'm here to moderate a conversation because
so
I don't know what
so
kind of energy to
so
feel over.
half is half. Whatever the number is, $1, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1,000,000, 100,000,000, 1,000,000,000,000, 1 gazillion, whatever the number, half is half,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
You
Yep.
cannot expect me to fix it or want to take on the burden of a shit show of the last 3 years that you have not allowed me to be a part of,
Yep.
and think that I'm going to do that for $100,000
Absolutely. Which
because
makes
that's
sense.
what
Yeah.
the offer is. You're giving me $100,000 for what? For what? What am I going to do with 100,000 when the debt is not 100,000? We're
Yeah.
talking 37,850 consigners. What is $100,000 that you're not even trying to give me upfront?
Yeah, you can't do anything with that, man. That's
That's the
crazy. And
point
what and the 100K is supposed to absolve him of
of his sins
ah, that's crazy.
and keep
There's no
me
way.
quiet.
Nah,
I'm
there's no way.
sorry, bro, but I'm sorry, bro, but it says
Miami ducking. What's the
yo,
current?
let me let you go and let me try to add
Yeah.
him.
No, it's all good. I saw
All
good.
right,
Yeah, we'll wrap. All right, bro.
appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Man, why would you think that I have any reason to ignore you? Let me like fucking comments are coming in right now. I can't. Trying to find. I don't know what the number is. Nah, the 100K is fucking a joke. Hey, Miami, why don't you comment one more time so I could see it and try to add you? I'm not starting a GoFund, bro. I'm not asking for a dime from anybody when I don't understand the ceiling and I don't understand the base, the base of this shit. You know, very frustrating. I sent you a request just now. Again, patiently waiting for you to accept it. Yeah. You know, anybody that worked there or worked for him before or had time or had time or worked for the brand that worked for UN or worked for fucking them. Oh, let me screenshot that since it says unable to join. Unable to join. I got that screenshot. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Um anyways, if you feel like you got done wrong, I want to hear your story. If you feel like you got done wrong, I feel like we should sit down together, maybe even go to the store on the day that works for you, and we should maybe fucking live stream together in front of the store and ask questions together. I said a lot today. Long stream. Appreciate those listening. I tried to add the trolls. I'm going to share a screenshot that shows that they try to pay me $4.5 million and keep all of the responsibility. Now, all of a sudden, you don't want any of the responsibility. And I also showed you in this stream, I also showed you in this stream that I signed a contract for $0 in exchange for 300,000. And if I ever opened my mouth about any of the practices or business that was going on or not going on, I was sacrificing $300,000 that would owe to my wife. And you saw me take that 300,000 and crumble it right in front of your face. Why, why would a guy that's stealing and supposedly has shit to hide do that in front of you? Why would a guy that has something to hide get on Instagram for 3 days in a row and turn the camera on and address the world for some shit that I don't even need to do? Technically, I'm only responsible for 50% of whatever is left when the shit is gone. I don't want to do that to anyone. I want to try to figure out how I help the people that allowed that brand to be what it was. If you can't respect that, over your head. Man, I gotta forgive. And it's okay. It wasn't for you. It ain't that deep. You got a guy that's in front of you who is willing to lose everything he has for fucking principle. For principle. I can't take that to a bank. I can't apply for no loans. I can't buy a fucking house with that. I can't buy clothes with that. I can't buy food with that. And I damn sure can't fix my wife's cancer with that. Principle. Some of us have it. Some of us live by it. Some of us care about other people. 11 years of people supporting that fucking brand. I turned my back thinking that I gave it to the right people. Yep. So to recap, they said that we are in negotiations for me to get it back, that they're in the process of giving it back. I don't disagree on that part. I'm just not, I'm just not gonna, I'm just not gonna take, I'm not gonna take your brunt, I'm not gonna take your burden. I'm not gonna take your responsibility. And I'm gonna continue to talk about the type of people that I'm working with and their actual intentions, not what they're writing. I'm not speaking on what they're writing. I'm talking about their actual intentions until they do the right thing. And the only way to do the right thing at this point is to give me the tools to take care of half of that fucking debt. And I'll figure at a minimum, it's half of that debt. At a minimum, it's half of that debt, because from the day that we get engaged and I say, all right, I'm listening, because it's kind of hard to listen to anything when motherfuckers don't even fucking call you back or send you text messages, or then you tell them, you want to go tell them, yo, Listen, I'm open to taking half if you take half of this. And then, oh, we're going to go whip up the paperwork right now. Why are you talking to your lawyer, bro, and wasting more money, bro, when I told you we ain't even got a deal? The level of miscommunication and the level of assumption that I'm that fucking retarded, excuse my words. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Obviously, you have a lot of content to go through, a lot of conversations to have amongst your sneaker friends. But I hope all of them start with, yo, you got anybody that got shoes over there? You got anybody that got shoes over there? Tell them to go get them, bro. Tell them to drop everything that they're doing and go over there and get whatever it is that they got left. Because I know that when this gets shut down, not because I finally got the keys back or they say, you know what, we're gonna do the right thing and we're gonna go shut it down. No, I feel like somebody's gonna come in there and shut it down and take computers and and take everything. Who knows before that shit gets released? Who knows? Who knows when that shit's gonna get released? Right? I'm trying to prevent that from happening. You know my intentions. You know my intentions. Tell everybody. Keep talking. Don't even stop. Don't even stop until you see just how y'all were fucking, just how you were talking, just how y'all were celebrating that fucking win or whatever the fuck that was. Keep talking till you see that. Appreciate y'all. Enjoy your weekend.